strong.
Hi, and welcome to Funny Minds. I'm your host, Lynn B., and I'm with my co-host today, and his name is
Edward Biss.
Edward Biss.
How are you, Tim?
Eddie and I are welcoming Tim LIGHTELL today, and he is a writer, a director, producer, and he's directing, or he did direct MANBABY, which is an art comedy, and I watched it. It's hysterical. So welcome to the show, Tim.
Thank you.
We really want to pick your brain and find out what's going on in there. You know?
That's great. Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. And so much gratitude for watching the movie. Glad you watched it. Did you watch it on Tubi?
No, I brought it up online. So,
you got it.
Well,
Okay.
It might have been on, I don't know, but I just brought it up online and I just started watching it and I said, hey, you got to watch this. And I said, didn't you ever hear of it? And he's like, MANBABY, man. And then I turned Eddie onto it. He's like, oh my God.
Nice. I'm so glad y'all watched. That's great. It's good to get it out there, get people watching it.
So what kind of drugs were you on when you developed that, you know?
that was a question we got. We screened it. We screened it on 420. You know, the stoners holiday in New York recently, out in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, and that was, I think, the first question that we got at the Q&A was, what drugs are we on? I haven't done drugs, very, 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 very long time. I'm 45. I don't think I've done drugs since I was maybe 32, 31.
So these are some residual effects of what you took?
Could be. Yeah, it could be. It could be kind of a flashback or something, maybe. I don't know. But I actually don't do drugs. So.
But I love the concept.
Awesome.
It just really, the concept was incredible. It's just like, a lot of people would take something like that and say, no, I could never put that out, or what would people think, or, whatever. But you just went full force. And I mean,
it's a passion project. So I definitely had something I wanted to say, and that's what I wanted to say. And
you said it.
and really in those situations, you can't think about that kind of stuff, right? You can't think about what are people going to think. It's just, and really at a certain point, you can't even do that because I can only make the thing I can make, and that's what I can make, So
how has the feedback been so far?
We were just, so it's cool. I just saw the actor Asa. He came over, we don't live in the same city anymore. He moved to Portland, the MANBABY, Sal Howard. He lives in Portland now. And it just so happened that he was in town and we got to have a nice hang. And we were talking about the movie as you do, I guess. And, we were saying how surprisingly, there's really not a lot of negative stuff out there about it. People are very, very positive about the movie. So some critics have really liked it, and some people have just, it's either been kind of silence or positive. It really and sure. I think that's cool. I tend to like things, I guess, when people have a strong reaction, maybe when they really like it or they really hate it. And I was kind of thinking at some point when we were making it, some people are going to really hate this, I think. But either fortunately or unfortunately, people don't really seem to hate it. They seem to kind of, and some people feel really strongly about it, and some people really like it. So we've had some really nice reviews from some critics, and
that's fantastic, and a great way to springboard into your whatever your next project is, which I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Next project. Well, so I don't know how much you know about, if you've heard any other podcasts that I've been on or any other things about the movie. I think some things on the website, it was a 10-year project. So the next thing, knock on wood, 2030 or something, we'll get something out. It takes a while.
Are you writing the next Guns N' Roses album?
Right. Chinese Democracy, Part 2.
30 years.
Chinese Democracy Part 2.
Well, what is you have your next project? Do you have your next project lined up?
My next project does not have a title, but I am writing it. It takes me a while to write things. I usually write for the actors in mind, and that's no exception in this.
Okay.
And it's going to be another sci-fi comedy, this time kind of based around ESP and internet culture. So,
okay.
Working on that. Right. I have a great actor in mind who's a friend of mine who actually does a podcast. And we'll see how he does. He's retired for a little while, and then he came back into the industry. So we'll see if he's gonna be up for it or not. But I'm still writing. I try to write every day, and keep that muscle working. And even though when you write things, you have to write something that you can actually make, right? Or it's just words on paper.
Sure.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Do you go back and find yourself in a situation where you start writing and you go back and visit it and you don't like what you put down?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Altering,
sure.
Updating.
I have several finished, finished screenplays of, feature length screenplays that, are just kind of never going to see the light of day, which is,
Why do you think
that is what it is.
Why would you think they would never see the light of day?
Impractical to shoot at my sort of level. I mean, if you guys, like my work and you want to give me a couple $1 million, then maybe they can see the light of day.
Well, when I find that cash of $100, a couple $1 million, I might consider it. But first, I have to find it. So
there you go. Well, when you find it and you just have you have 10 and you want to get rid of one. You have 10 and you want to get rid of one.
That whole damn money thing.
Yeah. That is the thing. I mean, that is the thing.
Yeah.
It's money and it's time and it's, resources, right? I mean, I was very blessed. We have really great resources here in Seattle, great theater performers, which all the actors in MANBABY are, theater performers and musicians and actors. And it's great. And all those folks that I made MANBABY with in the 10 years have all moved away because it's so expensive to live here. And it's so,
Is it really?
Yeah. I don't know. Where are you guys at? You're in the East Coast, right?
I'm in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm down in Tampa, Florida.
Okay, right on. Yeah. I lived in New York for a bunch of years and it was too expensive there and came here thinking it might be better. And it's actually, from my understanding, it's worse. When I was screening the movie in New York, I was like, oh, wow, things are actually a little more affordable in New York than they are in Seattle.
Wow. I mean, I love the movie.
Well, there's so many moving parts.
Seattle. Seattle is isn't it very rainy? Isn't
it is. It's very rainy. It's very rainy. It's very tech focused. It's a big tech community out here with Microsoft and Amazon and those sorts of things. Yeah. And but it does have a pretty vibrant arts community. It was a cheaper place to live. In the 90s, I think, when grunge was happening, and it was a very kind of insular art movement. And I think, in a weird way, I think MANBABY's kind of part of that. Kind of part of the grunge.
I would think so. Yes. So, what made you go to Seattle? What was the lure of Seattle?
Work and. Coming out here, I just kind of fell in love with it. I just think it's a really cool town for all those reasons that I just said. It seemed a little cheaper than New York at the time, and it had this really kind of interesting culture of technology and entrepreneurship and grunge, DIY punky things that I was interested in at the time. And and so I just made it my home. Made a lot of great friends out here, great partners, and have stayed out here now 14, 15 years, I guess.
Oh, okay, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So definitely feel like a Seattleite,
The only thing I know about Seattle,
if things go well for you and with writing, and you're closer to LA.
That's true. I feel like I would always stay here.
You have to shoot down there to meet with people and whatnot.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely not an LA guy. I actually did live in I lived in Orange County for a couple of years, so not LA proper.
Oh, okay.
I lived in the OC and made movies there and made some great friends down there. That's going on almost 20 years ago now. In my 20s, I did that, but I made movies with some of the people that I met in Southern California, and I've made movies with them. This whole time. And in fact, my producer on MANBABY, he's mainly based out of Las Vegas, and I met him in Southern California. So
okay.
Yeah. I've lived in the Four Corners. I haven't lived in Florida, but I grew up in New Orleans. So I've done.
I love New Orleans.
Yeah, SoCal and New Orleans. So maybe one day I'll live in Florida.
Around. I love it.
Yeah,
we just had somebody on the show from Orange County.
Oh yeah.
But it's like one extreme to the other, because she's very like into she's a big she's retired, but she was big in directing big companies with software and IT, and then now has gone into running a program for children that have Asperger's and
Oh wow.
So so she was a very interesting person, but she was just on the show with us. Yeah,
she's very tied into the OC community.
Very, very tied into it. Yeah. I just watched The Housewives, so that's the only thing I know about Orange County.
Yeah, my mom.
When you say Portland, I think Portlandia.
Portland. Yeah, well, there you go. I lived in Portland. I lived in Portland for I lived in Portland for 2 years down there. You know, they say that when you live in Seattle, you're going to live in Portland at some point in your time in Seattle, you know? So yeah, I was down there for a couple of years as well. And yeah, now Asa, the man baby he's down there. He started a business down there and he's working.
Oh, okay.
He loves it. It's a little smaller than Seattle and he's got a young family. So I think it works.
Is he pushing for a man baby too?
He's not. No, he's funny story. He sat me down. He's definitely not. He's not interested in getting in the diaper again. He sat me down at the end of the post production of the ADR that we were doing in 2020. So this is around the pandemic, and he said, "Tim, you know, I don't want to make this about like we're not. This doesn't mean that we can't hang out anymore. This doesn't mean that we can't see each other anymore. But after this, I'm done with this character." I have to have a boundary. And I appreciated that, but it was very funny at the time. It was very awkward.
I'm not putting it on my IMDb.
like how much shade did he get from that diaper?
Apparently a little bit. Apparently there was
a little bit.
Well, he told me another story yesterday, actually, or when was that? Tuesday. He did tell me a story that there was some sort of lawsuit going on. Not a lawsuit, but just a small claim sort of thing, you know, not even really a lawsuit, but just a kind of a back and forth about some damage done. And during that process, the movie came out, and he was like, you know, there's something about, you know, he's an adult performer, and you know, I mean, I was just thinking what they would do about, you know, garnishing. I mean, you know, we made this money for $0 essentially. What would they garnish? Would they take they would take the diaper, I guess. Yeah, they can have the rattle, they can have the pacifier. But they were under the impression that he was making big bucks on his adult film career, I guess.
That's hilarious.
That's pretty funny, you know.
Yeah. So I think it was all resolved. I think it all worked out.
I made my fortune in Man Baby.
Right. Yeah, I have not. I have only lost money on Man Baby for sure, but that was not the point. The point of Man Baby was to you know, get the movie out there. Again, It is a passion project. And to make people laugh, and it seems like it entertained y'all, which is awesome to hear.
Absolutely.
And it is out there. It's on Tubi right now. It's streaming on Tubi TV, so anybody really can see it. You know, because Tubi's a free app. There's commercial breaks, but whatever. It's, you know, it's very easily searched for. You just search for Man Baby, and you'll find it on there. Oh, and and it's making people laugh.
Awesome. So how did you strike that deal with Tubi? Did they approach you? Did you approach them?
No. So I go through independent filmmakers. Anybody who's listening who's an indie filmmaker should know about Film Hub, which is, so for a long time, to get distribution, you had to kind of come on your hands and knees to get distribution, and mostly you did not get distribution. There were some sort of gray market, we'll say, kind of companies who will distribute your movie when you pay them up front, which was a way of doing it throughout the first decade of the 21st century. So in the 2010s, let's say. I'm very much against that. I don't think that you should have to pay to get people to watch your movie.
That's true.
It just seems to defeat the purpose a little bit. I mean, hey, look, you got to pay something at some point. But so Film Hub is a brand new business model. I don't have any relation with them at all, but I am promoting them right now because I think they're awesome. There is no upfront fees. It's not pay to play at all. You create a free account on Film Hub, and what Film Hub does is shops your movie around to all the streaming sites, and they do that for you. They do take a cut, you know, once your movie's up there. So now that my movie's on Tubi, they are taking a cut of some of the streaming rights, but it's well worth it because there's none of that upfront cost that those other companies were charging, you know, several years ago, and it just makes more sense.
And at least you have that option, you know.
Yes, and everyone has that option because anyone can create a free Film Hub account. Now, whether your movie gets picked up or not is, of course, obviously up to the streamer, and you know, it's not a guarantee. But Film Hub does even send out packages to like Netflix. So, you know.
Oh, really? Okay.
Film Hub account, and free of charge, even Netflix is going to at least see the synopsis. I mean, they might not. I don't know exactly how it works. I mean, I'm sure it's very brief with whoever's getting whatever. But yeah, we were lucky enough to get picked up by Tubi and by Plex, by actually a couple different streamers. Tubi's the
Plex?
most well known.
Yeah,
awesome.
Plex. I have Plex on my TV too. I've never watched it, but I do have it.
Yeah, Tubi's the most well known, so that's the one I promote. But I mean, it's also for rental on Amazon, and all that is done. You know, you can do that. You can create a separate like Amazon account if you're an independent filmmaker and create a rental on Amazon. But what's great about Film Hub is it does it all for you. So Amazon will pick it up based on the Film Hub thing, and in our case, Tubi, which has been very good because again, I haven't made any money on the movie. I've lost money, but there is money coming in because of Tubi, which is really nice because people are watching it, and when people watch it, we do get royalties, and so it is something that awesome. I'm telling people to go watch because it helps me and it gets the movie out there, and again, like you said, it will help for the next project too. Well,
yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
And it puts your name out there to a lot of people too that you want to get involved in. And I know you said you did some work in California. I'm sure you'd like to probably do a lot more where people are funding your project.
Yeah, I would like to use some other people's money as opposed to my own. We had a Kickstarter.
Very good business model.
Yeah, exactly. We had a Kickstarter, so it wasn't all. I wasn't completely I didn't go into debt over this movie either. I was sensible about it.
Sure.
I'm not giving blood or I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur, and I did intend to try to make money. It was not, again, it's a passion project, but there was a rationale behind it. And I think even when there's a rationale, even when there is a business plan, like movies are a gamble. No matter what, no matter how good your idea is. I mean, there's just sometimes there's lightning in a bottle, and that's the fun of making movies. I mean, that's the fun of all the
absolutely.
The movies I love, I feel like have that. And so that was the attempt here, and it didn't quite work out, but it certainly is out there, and people are enjoying it, and I'm happy about that.
Well, anything that you do is a gamble if you think about it. I mean, even our show is a gamble. We're building a show, and day by day it's more and more people, and I get these analytics. 900 and something people looked at you yesterday, and and I feel good about that. I feel really good about that. It wasn't like that when we first started, but you keep building. You
gotta just put it out there.
But you gotta start at least with purple hair.
Exactly.
It's almost drop the mic and walk away after that.
I love your backgrounds. That's really cool how you got the branding. I should have had my MANBABY background or something. I have back here. I have a standee.
Hell yeah!
Which I
you
maybe
should do a MANBABY background. Yes, definitely.
But yeah, I love it. I love the branding. Very cool.
You're welcome.
It was funny, Tim. Before you came on, we were talking, and that's why it's so cool that you shared how you can start that account and have them push your films, because my mother is retired, but she now wants to go back and try her hand in adult cinema. And
no, I don't. I did it once and it didn't work out. No.
She wants to star on a Golden Blonde. But
yeah, right.
I think it's
somebody,
great.
No, I really had somebody ask me if I wanted to work with them to produce something in New York, and I'm like, I don't know anything about producing.
Yeah.
I mean, well, did it start with some badass music?
Do you all have a Patreon? Are you doing Patreon yet?
No.
Are you not yet?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe Patreon or OnlyFans is the way to go,
Well,
yeah.
I do get a lot of fans. We do get a lot she people, but, I'll check it out. But no, I'm not a producer. I mean, like, and I just, I said to this woman, and she was on our show. She's a lot of fun. I really like her a lot. And she's a sweetheart. And I said, I just don't see myself in that role. I just,
was she producing adult content? Is that?
No, she's a comedian. She does stage stuff, and she wanted to bring things to New York, and that's fine, But I would think you in your position would know a lot more people in New York. I don't know anybody in New York that I could help her out with, and I certainly don't profess to be a producer.
Sure.
I just, I'm a very OCD person. Everything's like a feng shui to me in life. But, a producer, no, I've never pictured myself in that role. I produce I I put together a podcast, and that's
You,
it.
you produce a podcast. You're a podcast producer, I suppose.
I know, but
Hey,
it's different.
And a part-time Ninja Turtle.
And a Ninja Turtle. Yes, I'm a Ninja Turtle. Yes, I love them.
I heard a funny joke about the Ninja Turtles that y'all might like if you're a Ninja Turtle fan. I don't know if this will land, but why do the Ninja Turtles wear masks? It's a funny observation to me that, like, who's gonna not know that it's a giant mutant turtle, right? Like, why is he wearing a mask? Like, who's that? What is that hiding? I thought that's a funny observation.
But it's a ninja. Don't ninjas wear?
Ninjas wear masks. That's true.
Yes,
but I'm not sure who he's hiding from, because I don't know who he was. Like, he's a giant buff mutant turtle. I don't think it's really hiding his identity. I think it's just kind of I guess. Yeah,
well, that's right. A turtle's a turtle. Like, it's doesn't have a human face or anything like that.
Yeah, that's like, you ever hear the
me.
comedian Stephen Wright?
Yes.
That's a Stephen Wright observation.
I feel like it would be. Yeah, I feel like that's Stephen Wright, 21st century kind of joke for sure.
Yep,
for sure.
The man.
I can't remember. Yeah, I did not come up with that. I can't remember where I heard it, but I was just thinking of it for sure when I saw the shirt. Not mine. I cannot take credit for that.
That's pretty funny. So,
that was on an ice cream stick.
Probably.
So you do this writing and stuff like that. What I'm going to put it this way: what's your day job? I hate to say it that way, but what's your?
I'm an entrepreneur. I run a very, very small video marketing company called Seattle Video Marketing, and we do full service marketing for all kinds of different clients, and I focus on video marketing, but I kind of do it all. I'm a little bit of a jack of all trades. I'm currently trying to get away from all the other stuff and focus on the video, but yeah, I kind of do a little bit of all sorts of. The bread and butter of the company is Facebook. So Facebook video campaigns. So we'll take a client, we'll go come up with an idea and a script and a campaign, and then shoot a video for them, and then launch the video and do all the reporting and show them how it's working or not working for, offers on Facebook, essentially,
Oh, okay. That's
well, there you go.
She's
got a YouTube channel. There you go.
Yeah, we do YouTube advertising too. So
if
you're looking to advertise, send me an email. We can diagnose what's going on for sure.
Well, someone told me YouTube is making a big push the next couple of months. They want to be at the top of their game and beat out everybody else. So so I'm just going to be pushing a lot of YouTube stuff.
Shorts. Do shorts. Do YouTube shorts. A lot of shorts. That'll really help you.
Yeah,
and YouTube is the top. YouTube's the top. TikTok's important, but YouTube's doing these shorts, and the shorts are really important. And the other thing is YouTube is just the biggest search engine. Google's a big search engine, but YouTube's a really big search engine behind Google in a sense. And it's owned by Google too. So.
I know.
Yeah.
But
it's important.
They're just
it's important.
if you want to do anything, what do? You go on YouTube and find out how to do it, and you can have 20 different videos on things, it's like so amazing.
And to be honest with you, from what I've been seeing and hearing, a lot of people are kind of seeing through the whole TikTok thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a TikTok.
More so
I go on
craze.
TikTok, but...
Now it's over the top now. A lot of it's BS and they don't really take it seriously. So it's kind of becoming a joke, whereas YouTube is taken seriously way more and just does way more for you.
And not to mention we might have legal issues with TikTok soon too, where
that's
not
true
even
too.
Who knows what's going to happen with that.
I'll put shorts on there twice a week. I'll put clips, my clips, and I'll put. But I'm not. But that's the only thing I do on TikTok. I'm not a TikTok person. My daughters are like insane and put if they sneeze, they put it on TikTok. And that's fine. That's okay. Younger people, if they want to do that, that's fine. I'm just not into it, but I will put the clips on there and, but I don't watch it myself. Like I'll get notifications. Oh, this one's on, that one's on, but I'm not a TikToker. Just not a TikToker. And you're right. There are a lot of ramifications of maybe, coming down the road. Who knows? It's just best to stay with the good old reliable people that we've worked with, or we all work with, and have been for such a long time,
Yeah. Definitely.
So, but your day job.
So the day job is basically in line with what your career is anyway, outside of that,
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I definitely make,
it's all on the same planet.
Yeah. I'm not shooting every day, but I wouldn't want to anyway because I don't like shooting. My preferred thing is like writing. You know, that's what I like to do, and editing, and so. Yeah, my job definitely affords me some time to do both of those things, and I don't
You ever
do very
think
much
about
shooting.
writing like a book or anything like that? Or
I did write a book. I wrote a
writing?
book years ago. I wrote a novel, which I don't tell too many people about. It's kind of like a hidden thing, but I guess I'm talking about it now.
I didn't see anything by you. I didn't,
Yeah, it's hidden. It's
where is
hidden.
it buried?
Yeah, I think I just credited myself as just
a can of worms.
T. LIGHTELL. I didn't put my whole name on it or something. Yeah, it's on Amazon or something. I don't know. I finished it in like 2012, maybe. Finished it a long time ago.
Okay.
I don't know. I wasn't that happy with it, but I wanted to get it out there.
So you self-published?
Yeah, I self-published.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'll do another one. Maybe not. I don't know. It was something that I thought would be fun.
What was the idea of it? What's you know?
It's about a couple brothers growing up in New Orleans in the 90s.
Okay.
And kind of runs up into Hurricane Katrina. So I guess it's kind of weirdly semi-autobiographical, but not really. It's not really my experience at all. It's kind of like it's kind of like the experiences of like people I grew up with, I guess. And
okay.
And that sort of thing.
So you did a fictional book, but based on knowledge of events that went on. Okay.
Yeah, kind of.
That's cool.
I mean, nothing in it really happened. You know, it was all shit I made up. But it was kind of just inspired by people I knew and inspired by stories that I heard, and even the view of New Orleans, and where I grew up, which is the parish right next to New Orleans, St. Bernard Parish. It's a little bit more fantastical. It's not really. It's a little heightened, I guess. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's a burlesque, maybe. That's a good
burlesque.
word. Yeah, it's a bit burlesque. It's a bit, you know, kind of like Man-Baby in a sense. I guess it's a little kinky. It's a little weird. It's a little strange, but
that's New Orleans.
Not quite comedy.
That is New Orleans.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love New Orleans.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans
really
is
great. I love it.
A lot of characters, right? A lot of characters in New Orleans, and I feel like that's what the book was kind of about.
A lot of interesting people watching going on.
Yeah.
While
and
eating awesome
you've
food.
got the voodoo going on, and
yes,
which is so crazy. You know, I love it.
And actually, that is where I would, you know, the next movie I would like to shoot mostly down there. Actually, is kind of my plan. Where I'm thinking about,
nice.
you know, I'm thinking about multiple locations, but you know, Man-Baby does kind of take place in like. Movie land. It's kind of like Springfield, like in the, you know, it's not really like a real place, I'd say, Man-Baby.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do kind of want to challenge myself in the next one to make it about a real place and kind of set it in different places that are real. So we'll see how that works out.
Well,
New Orleans is so
good.
scenic, man. You could shoot anywhere in New Orleans. I mean, my God,
really.
You know.
Yeah,
The
definitely value added, right? Just by being there, it's value added for sure.
I mean, the architecture alone of some of the stuff, you know, some of the buildings and homes and stuff like that is absolutely gorgeous. I love it.
And it's very film forward there too. They're very, I mean, I think in the years after Katrina, you know, they really kind of took over from Atlanta and even a bit from LA, I think, for just like overall productions per year. I mean, there's a lot of those Marvel movies. A lot of the special effects stuff was shot in studios in New Orleans, actually, not in LA. They would shoot exteriors and stuff in LA and Vancouver, but they would do like a lot of the special, like the green screen stuff in New Orleans. So.
Oh wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's
where they find out that they do a lot of shooting in Georgia.
Georgia too.
Which I wasn't aware of. The different locations there. They do a lot of shooting now in like North Carolina. Specifically, obviously Canada's been a mainstay forever, but back in the New York City days when I lived up in Brooklyn, that was early 90s, you know, so they started shooting a lot more in New York City, you know,
and
like,
Jersey
and
too.
like
They've come over to Jersey to do stuff.
All that there.
Yeah.
So I, you know, being in the city then, I was bumping into people all the time.
Yeah.
On sets. They were just shooting everywhere. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
New Orleans is a beautiful place. But again, you know, locations, go to Key West and shoot if you want.
That's true.
Cool. depending on what you're shooting. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I was out at the Fort Lauderdale Film Festival in October of last year, and boy, that was beautiful. It was October, and we were like floating in the ocean. You know, it was like great.
Yeah.
sunny and warm, and you could swim. Like, it was like that was this last year, 2023 was my endless summer. I felt like because I was down in Florida in October, and then I feel like I went somewhere else that was really warm in November, and it was just it was endless summer.
Oh, that's great.
And you
Florida's
have
great.
many thoughts of like, why am I going back? Why am I going back?
Yeah, exactly. Many thoughts of that.
Have
you seen Death Wish?
Right?
You know the movie Death Wish with Charles Bronson. Do you remember the opening of that movie?
That was
the opening?
eons
ago. And they're in Florida, and then they're like, back to New York.
Yeah, but isn't that what everybody says when they're coming back from vacation? Doesn't matter where you go.
That's probably true.
I gotta go home now.
Well, unless you live in Florida like me, then you just don't have to leave.
No, Florida to me is like, what do they call them? Snowbirds. Florida is snowbird to me because in the summer, I think the humidity is just ghastly. I just can't take it, But not that we're not getting hit with it right now too, but hopefully it goes away in a couple of days.
Yeah, the whole East, right? You're getting the heat dome
consistent.
right now.
Oh my God, we're getting killed.
What's it like? What's the temperature in Jersey?
We went from 70 something. We went from 30 something to 70 to now 93. Ooh. But the humidity is like almost 70%. So, like the heat is one thing, the humidity is something else. And that's like what Florida is, it's like the humidity kills you.
Like God created pools and oceans.
It's really nice. We could sit in the pool right now and do our
hell yeah
podcast, but no, I can't do that right now. Unfortunately.
No, you don't want to see me in a Speedo. That's crossing the line.
Oh God! No.
Tim will be like, "Wait a minute! I casted the wrong guy for MANBABY."
MANBABY. Well, I'll loan it anytime you want him, Tim. I'll loan him out to you as an actor. You can have him.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah,
we gotta get real creative with the script, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's really been
my sense of humor is just a little too much
to have you on the show. It was a lot of fun, and you're very interesting, and your concepts are very interesting.
Thank you.
I'll be waiting to see what the next big thing is. But you're saying it's going to be a couple of years. But I'm gonna search for that book. I'm going to search for that book.
You got to do a deep dive. You got to do a deep dive.
I'm going to deep dive. Yeah, I'm going to go out.
The book is not a comedy. If you want to do a deep dive into me, you can see more stuff. You can look up the Grandpa Universe. That's more of my funny stuff.
The Grandpa Universe. Okay.
Yeah, look up Grandpa Universe, and it's spelled Grandpa. It's GRAMPAW. It's not like Grandpa. It's Grandpa.
Grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa.
Like a Southerner. Southerner.
Exactly.
Be like a grandpa.
Yeah.
Papa.
I love a grandpa. Definitely.
All right.
So look up that.
So it's called Grandpa.
Yeah, the Grandpa Universe. That was some of the older, more experimental, and I think more maybe in line with what you're looking for. A little more funny. It's closer to MANBABY than my book for sure.
Oh yeah, MANBABY was funny. That was cool.
But I'm glad you liked MANBABY. I'm glad that you watched it on Tubi. Anybody who's listening can also check it out. They should check it out because it's fun.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And where is everybody going to find you?
They can find me manbabymovie.com. They can send me a direct message on there, and if you go there, you have all the socials too. So we're on Instagram. Okay. We're on the whole thing. So if they want to reach out and work on something, just reach out.
Okay.
MANBABY movie.
And if anybody wants to, back you on your next project, by all means, you're taking all donations possible.
I'm taking donations. Yeah, the pockets are open. The wallet's open.
Keep it going.
Let it rain. Yeah, exactly.
Oh God. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. And we are funnyminds.com, and you can go on our website. And on our website, we've got some new stuff. You go on the store, and we've got a new logo. We've got 4 new logos, and we have cups and shirts and just posters, because we've now become 420 friendly. So, and I can say that. And yes, nice, along with a lot of other things. So, check it out. Go on there and see. And
I will. I'll check it out.
yes, definitely. And all of our fans go on and see all of our new stuff.
Sweet.
And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. And I like to tell everybody to be happy, to be careful, to be healthy, to smile, and to always laugh, because we know that laughter is the best medicine. So with that, Tim, I'm going to say goodbye to you and thank you
All
for
right.
being on the show. And
Thank you.
And I wish you the best.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we
same,
want to
same.
get some backing for you. Get that next that next show out there for you.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right.
Tim, thank you so much. And everybody, please go to Tubi and watch
Yes,
MANBABY.
you got to watch Man Baby. Everybody watch
Absolutely.
Man Baby. Definitely
Thanks
watch
so
it.
much,
Thank
You're
you
gonna
so
love
much.
it. Thank
Take care.
you.
Be well, man.
Be well.
Bye bye.